At the bottom of our world lies a continent of extremes, a realm of ice and solitude, vast, mysterious, and profoundly beautiful. This is Antarctica, the coldest, driest, and highest continent on Earth. Covering an immense area of nearly 14.2 million square kilometers, it is a landmass almost entirely buried beneath a colossal ice sheet. This frozen desert holds about 90% of the world's ice and 70% of its fresh water, a silent guardian of our planet's climate. The sheer scale of Antarctica is difficult to comprehend. It is a continent larger than Europe, a world of white that stretches beyond the horizon. Its ice sheet, in places over 3 kilometers thick, presses down on the land, shaping a hidden world of mountains and valleys beneath. From the soaring peaks of the Transantarctic Mountains to the deep, silent waters of subglacial lakes, Antarctica is a place of dramatic and breathtaking geology, sculpted by millennia of relentless cold. Yet life finds a way. In this seemingly inhospitable world, resilience is the key to survival. The iconic emperor penguin endures the harshest winters, huddling together for warmth as they protect their precious eggs. Along the coasts, colonies of Adelie and chinstrap penguins thrive, their calls echoing across the ice. In the frigid waters, giants roam. Massive Weddell seals rest on the sea ice, while leopard seals, the apex predators, hunt with stealth and power. Beneath the waves, a rich ecosystem flourishes, from tiny krill to the majestic humpback whales that journey here to feed. Antarctica is not just a wilderness, it is a global laboratory. Governed by the Antarctic Treaty System, it is a continent dedicated to peace and scientific discovery. Here, scientists from around the world work together, drilling deep into the ice to retrieve cores that hold ancient air bubbles, a pristine record of Earth's climate history stretching back hundreds of thousands of years. These ice cores tell us a story of past ice ages, atmospheric changes, and provide crucial insights into the future of our planet. But this frozen world is vulnerable. In a rapidly warming world, the future of Antarctica hangs in the balance. Its massive ice shelves, which act as barriers holding back the continental glaciers, are melting at an alarming rate. As they thin and collapse, the flow of ice into the ocean accelerates, contributing to a rise in global sea levels. The changes happening here are a stark warning, a signal from the planet's freezer that our climate is in peril. Protecting this pristine and vital continent is not just about preserving a beautiful landscape. It is about safeguarding the future of our world. When you picture a desert, what comes to mind? Vast expanses of scorching sand, maybe? Rolling dunes under a relentless sun? Now, what if I told you that the largest desert on Earth has none of that? Instead, it's a continent of ice, wind, and breathtaking cold. Welcome to Antarctica, the world's greatest polar desert. The word desert often makes us think of heat, but its scientific definition has nothing to do with temperature. A desert is any region that receives extremely low amounts of precipitation, less than 250 millimeters, or about 10 inches, per year. It's a place where the loss of water to the atmosphere exceeds the amount gained. By this measure, Antarctica is the driest continent on the planet. So, why is a continent covered in ice so dry? The answer lies in its extreme cold. The air over Antarctica is so frigid that it can't hold much moisture. As this cold, dense air sinks, it creates high-pressure systems that push away weather fronts carrying snow. The vast interior of the continent receives on average only 50 millimeters of precipitation annually. That's less than the Sahara Desert. Much of what falls is not snow, but fine ice crystals, or diamond dust, that form directly from the air. This dryness is intensified by powerful katabatic winds. These are winds formed when cold, dense air atop the high polar plateau flows downhill under the force of gravity. They can reach hurricane-force speeds, scouring the surface and turning any surface snow directly from a solid into a gas. These relentless winds effectively dry out the landscape, leaving behind a stark, frozen wilderness. Despite these harsh, dry conditions, life persists. But it's uniquely adapted to a desert of ice, not sand. Instead of camels, we find emperor penguins, which huddle together to survive the brutal winters. Instead of lizards, there are Weddell seals, which find shelter in the frigid waters beneath the ice. The ocean surrounding the continent is where life truly thrives, forming an ecosystem that depends on the cold, not the heat. So, the next time you think of a desert, remember the vast, white expanse at the bottom of our world. Antarctica challenges our perceptions and reminds us that nature's definitions are often more complex and fascinating than they first appear. It is a continent of ice, a realm of cold and undeniably the largest, driest, and most extreme desert on Earth. Imagine a desert, not of sand but of ice. Antarctica holds 70% of the world's fresh water, yet it's the driest continent on Earth. How is this possible? The answer lies in a profound paradox, a world of water, with almost none to drink. The secret is the extreme, unrelenting cold. Here, the average temperature is so far below freezing that nearly all of the continent's water is locked away as solid ice. This creates a state known to scientists as physiological drought. The water is physically present, but it's biologically unavailable. For a plant attempting to draw moisture from the ground, this frozen soil is as useless as the driest sand in the Sahara. The water molecules are imprisoned in a crystal lattice, impossible to absorb. In a hot desert, water is scarce because it evaporates into the atmosphere. In this polar desert, it's scarce because it's frozen solid. The result for life is identical, an extreme and punishing lack of usable, liquid water. This makes Antarctica a desert defined not by what's missing, but by the state of what's there. It forces us to reconsider what dryness truly means. Life that dares to exist here must master this fundamental challenge. Tiny, hardy mosses and lichens survive in sheltered rock crevices, waiting for fleeting moments in the summer sun when a few precious drops of water melt free. Microscopic creatures like the Antarctic springtail survive in a state of suspended animation, their bodies containing a natural antifreeze. They don't conquer the desert. They endure it, living at the very edge of possibility. Nowhere is this more evident than in the McMurdo Dry Valleys. Sheltered by mountains, these are among the most extreme deserts on the planet, receiving almost no snow. The ground is a barren pavement of gravel, frozen solid for millennia. It's a landscape so alien, so devoid of life-giving moisture, that scientists use it to study the potential conditions on Mars. So, Antarctica's identity as a desert is a profound lesson in perspective. It's not a paradox born from an absence of rain, but from an absence of liquid water. It's a continent of ice that teaches us the true meaning of drought, proving that a world can be flooded with water and still be the driest place on Earth.